Hello quilty friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and I make videos about quilting and my creative life, and today I wanted to talk to you about a shop that I very recently visited that sells wonderful Liberty fabrics. But first, before I do that, anywhere that you can find me on the web is listed down in the description box just below this video, including staying up to date with what I make daily on Instagram and TikTok. And if you do like this video or any of my other content, it would be amazing if you subscribe to the channel. It is completely free of charge. It just helps me get my video out to more people. But yes, let me tell you about this wonderful shop that sells Liberty fabrics in Birmingham. I'll leave the details for the shop down in the description box where you can order online or visit in person. I would definitely recommend a visit in person, and I've got some footage from the shop, and at the end I'll share with you a haul and talk you through the prices if I can remember how much they was. But yes, I first was aware of this shop from online, and what I was drawn to is that you can purchase Liberty Tana lawn fabrics in a 10cm cut. So it's 10 centimeters by the width of fabric. And I'm pretty sure you get more than a fat quarter in that, but it works out really affordable. It's much cheaper than purchasing a fat quarter of the Tana lawn. I haven't measured it, but I think you probably get more fabric. And it is great for, if you do, like me, English paper piecing or anything with lots of small pieces. Because with Liberty, the real attraction of it, for me anyway, is that you can mix and match it together and you can get a really beautiful look. You can, of course, just use one fabric or just a few, but I really like getting loads of different fabrics. And with Liberty Tana lawn, it is £26 or £27 a metre, so it is really expensive. So if you can get smaller pieces, you can create a patchwork look for a fraction of the price. So yes, that's how I originally found the shop, saw it online, and then I looked at where they was, and I was like, no way. They're in Birmingham, I've definitely got to visit. And then I looked on Google Maps and I was like, no way. It's very unassuming, the shop from the outside. You wouldn't think that the shop from the outside is what it is from the inside. It's just on a high street with convenience shops, you know, hairdressers, those type of things. It is on a high street. So I wouldn't even call it a high street, it's a set of shops in a residential area. So if you do visit, just be aware that parking is limited. You can park in the residential roads, but there are limited spaces in the row of shops outside. So just check where you're going to park beforehand. And then you walk in and you're just greeted by amazing, gorgeous fabrics. The shop goes back quite deep. They have a section of Liberty, well, a large section of Liberty fabrics. They have sections of Tana lawns, and they have lots of remnants around the shop. Now, the shop owners were absolutely brilliant. I had a couple of 10cm cuts cut from them, and there was no problem at all. I was apprehensive because sometimes when you go into a shop and you ask for a quarter of something, you know, and you present a whole heap of bolts to the shop and you say, can I have a quarter of them? You know, sometimes you're not always received in the best way. But there was no trouble. Absolutely nothing was too much trouble for these gentlemen who worked in the shop, and that was happy to answer any questions, help me find anything. Before they cut the Liberty, they made sure that I was aware of the price, because I did get a cut that was, I think, 1.5 meters. So there is just so much to see around the shop. So let me insert some footage of when I went to the shop and we'll go from there. So let me show you then. My favourite part of these videos, let me show you what I purchased. We'll start off with these ones, because as you might have saw from the video, around the shop they had lots of remnants or smaller cuts of fabric hanging up on hangers, and the remnants were so cheap. And just look at the prints. Look at this print. You would think that is a Liberty. This is just a regular weight cotton. It doesn't feel cheap or anything like that. I think this feels lovely. I'm not sure how wide it is, but basically there was 2 pieces here, and I think it added up to 4 or 5 meters. When he told me how much was on there, because it wasn't labelled and there wasn't a price on it. No, there was a price. I think it was 16 meters, and it just said 2 pieces. And when he told me the price, I was like, wow, I need to get that for a quilt backing. So yeah, there's definitely enough for a quilt backing here. So I got that, and I think this worked out £5 a metre because they had it discounted, because it was essentially a remnant. I also got this one, also a very Liberty style print. So if you're into the similar fabrics to I am, you like Liberty or Liberty style prints, this is definitely the shop for you. Yeah, it's brilliant. If you're not in Birmingham but you're in the surrounding areas, I would definitely say it's still worth the drive to visit. This one feels a little bit smoother than this one, but this one is in no way rough. This one just feels like regular quilting cotton, and this one feels like maybe this is a cotton poplin, because it feels like a mix between Tana lawn and regular cotton. And same thing, it was a similar amount, similar price. Yeah, I think this one might be a poplin, but I thought this is brilliant for a quilt backing, and again, they were really affordable. And then I can't remember if I saw this one on the bolt or this one was also a remnant as well, but I bought this. I thought that would be brilliant for a quilt backing. Maybe if the quilt was pink or something, this would be quite a nice pop on the back. So yeah, similar amount, similar price, worked out to about £5 a metre, but I think he said they're normally £10 a metre. But even that, for something that's that style and really nice quality, I was more than happy to pay. So now's my bag of Liberty or Liberty style, because what they did have in the shop is lots of Tana lawn. So they look like Liberty, but they're not Liberty. They look and feel like Liberty. So let me show you. Some of them were even William Morris prints, but because they're not Liberty, they're much cheaper, but they will still feel and behave in the same way because they're Tana lawn. They're made from the same composition. I think these were £10 a metre, I think. So I bought a selection of blues, and some of these, they gave me discounts on them because I ended up having the end of the bolt. I think I asked for ½ a metre of everything because these are all blues, and for some reason I've got it in my mind of making a blue quilt. So some of them ended up being the end of the bolts, so they charged me a little bit extra but gave me a discount overall. So they're very good with the remnants, but just don't sell them all out of the remnants because I want to go back, leave some for me. So I got this print that's just beautiful, and you know, you could mix these with Liberty if you want to. I'm not the type of person who is a purist about what technique I do or what fabrics are mixed together. I'm happy to mix and match. And I get this question quite a lot, if I would mix quilting weight cotton with Liberty Tana lawn, and yes, I do all the time. When it's the white fabric for a quilt or the background, the neutral colour, I always just use regular quilting cotton weight. So I really liked that one. This one is like a William Morris style. Don't know if it actually is a William Morris print, I'm not sure. I really loved this. I just loved the real vintage vibe of this one. It's just got a real 1930s vibe to it, hasn't it? I don't know if they're all the same blues or what I need to do, but I might just add in other blue scraps that I've got. This one is a much larger cut. I think this must have been one of the ones that was at the end of the bolt. But how do you think we stand with mixing these? This one is a very cream background with these that are a very white background. I think if I added more fabrics, this one wouldn't really matter, would it? They'd all blend in together. And again, this one I've got more of. Is it the same as this print? Oh, it is. So it's the same as that one. Must have been, I don't know, the end of the bolt or something. And then we've got this one. Lovely. And they feel just like Liberty. They really do. They're beautiful. So if you like the feel of Tana Lawn, sometimes you just can't stretch to the price, or sometimes you just can't justify the price because it is very, very expensive. This is definitely the shop for you. Obviously they're sold in other places, these type of fabrics, but it was really nice to walk into the shop and they're always of a very similar style of fabric. That was brilliant. If you watch my channel, you might know that I went to the actual Liberty store in London for my birthday in November. My partner treated me, bought me loads of gift vouchers and things. And I think this shop has got more Liberty than the Liberty shop. In terms of the Tana Lawn, you know, the Liberty shop has got loads of silks, upholstery, fabrics, all that type of thing, some cotton poplins. This shop has got more Tana Lawn, I think, than the Liberty shop. They're just not displayed in the same way as the Liberty shop, and you will have seen that from the footage. It's more of, you've got to really look, but I love those type of shops. Now, for a quilt that I've got coming up, very outside of my normal colour scheme. All of this is very outside of my normal colour scheme. I bought this gorgeous Liberty fabric. I don't know what the name of the print is, but it's a nice green fabric with a cream background. And this will be coming up in a quilt project very soon. This was the one that I bought the 1.5 meters of. And then I got some 10cm cuts, like I said, and I was cringing inside. I thought, no, I don't want to ask someone to cut that for me, but there was no trouble at all. So I've got this gorgeous pink, because, you know, I'm just happy to buy pink fabric without a reason or what I want to use it for. So we got a lovely pink one. And I tried to get ones that I hadn't seen before. I haven't seen that. It's lovely. It's like a watercolour painting, that one is. And then this one. They are a fabric ripping shop. So just bear that in mind. But a lot of places that sell Liberty rip the fabric. So never seen that. I just loved it. I love the colours. The blue, the yellow, the pink, the red. So that's wonderful. And then this one, you can never have too much of Liberty Capel, however you want to say it. That's like quite a bright pinky reddy colour. And then they had some fat quarters that was on display, and I'd never seen this print, and I was like, wow. And I think Liberty fat quarters are a little bit bigger than regular fat quarters, I think, but don't take my word for that. I'd never seen that print before. It's really nice, isn't it? So I thought, well, I don't usually buy fat quarters. Fat quarters usually for the Tana Lawn are £6 and up. I bought one the other day for £6.70. £6.70 for a fat quarter. I can't remember how much these ones was, but I knew there was going to be around £6 and I was happy to pay that, especially for that one that I'd never seen. I think this one is a fat quarter as well. I just went through and I thought, I've never seen those before. They're quite unusual. And then another green. What had gotten into me this day, blues and greens. And then this one, the last one, I can't remember what this was. Let's have a look, see if there was a salvage on it. Okay, so this isn't Liberty, this is by Cosmos Textiles, but it feels like a Tana Lawn. It must be one of the blues that I had, but that just looks like a Liberty, doesn't it? How many times have I said that? Beautiful. So I think I did quite well with all of these fabrics. The blues and things are definitely going to work into a blue quilt. Looking at them here, they're not all the same type of tone of blue. But I think if I add enough other blues, it would just turn into a completely blue scrappy quilt, and I want to do a blue and white scrappy quilt. So yeah, I think there's enough variant there, and I've probably got enough scraps in my stash that I could just add them in and make a beautiful blue and white quilt. So do stay tuned for that. But the first bit that I'm going to cut into is this green fabric, so stay tuned for that. It'll probably be in a couple of weeks. So if you do visit the shop, do let me know what you think, and I hope you have a wonderful time if you do. And mention to the shop owners that I sent you. I didn't let them know that I was going to be recording a video. They didn't have a problem with me filming. It would be a lovely surprise for them if loads of wonderful quilters turned up. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for sharing my haul with me. And until the next time I see you, you take care and happy quilting.